Gonna give him like half now. And then... Bye. Good boy. We made it to Newark. The first part of the journey is over and it went seamlessly, knock on wood. It's like that tomorrow. Check-in perfect, but Barolo didn't meow the entire time. And it was a really crowded flight and we were in economy, so we were like squished. But we left the house at 9 and it's now 5:20 New York time, so 4:20, is that the right time? Yeah. 4:20 Houston time. So from 9 to 4, Barolo was in his carrier, 7 hours. So that's a good start. Tomorrow will be longer, but he did great. And we're just staying in a hotel near the Newark airport. Amelia and I are probably gonna go to get a glass of wine at the hotel bar and just honestly decompress. This morning was pretty stressful, packing up the suitcases and just like making sure we had everything and leaving the house empty. And all is good. So now we've got Leo and Barolo just exploring the hotel room. Leo's eating, Barolo's eating. I like to carry this travel silicone thing. You can add water. I had water in it before, which is why it's all wet, and food. And that's where I put his stuff for travel. And then I also brought a travel litter box, which you can roll up with liners. And I carried with me a gallon bag, but it wasn't full all the way. I had a gallon Ziploc bag and filled it about halfway with cat litter and had that on my carry-on. I brought like this wheelie carry-on and I'm just gonna clean it and take the rest of it with us on our journey tomorrow. So far, so good. It's gonna be a long day tomorrow too, but you know what? We're chill. Pets have been fed. Leo's already making himself comfortable, you know? Okay, we made it to Rome. We are in the Fiumicino bathroom and I'm letting Barolo stretch out his legs a little bit. I put the potty pad there, which was in his carrier, but he did not go potty at all in his carrier. We had a long flight and I'm just letting him stretch his legs for a little bit until we have to hop in the car and drive to Firenze. Got some water for him. Baro, hey. All the smells. Oops. Are you so happy to be back to your motherland? Yes, oh yes. You guys, I sent some, like this is how packages arrive from the US. Can't they just have like put it in a new box? Like this is ridiculous. Wow, they're wet. Soaking wet. Oh my gosh. Cool. Well, ciao Morini, and welcome. I am in our Airbnb currently in Florence. I'm gonna put you, and I can't find my tripod. Living out of like 3 suitcases right now. Not sure where everything is. It's pretty stressful, but so happy to be here. We've been here for 2 weeks now, and we are still in an Airbnb. It's a very, very small, pretty much a studio. And it's me, Emilio, Barolo, and Leo. It's in a really great location, but it's really small. And I managed to unpack one of my suitcases, but they are all sweaters. And let me tell you, it's not as cold as I thought it was gonna be in Florence. It does get pretty chilly at night actually, but those are all like sweaters I'd wear to like a mountain trip. So I'm not really sure what I was thinking when I packed my suitcase. We are still coming down from the insane stress of the move. It was the week after I filmed my last video was one of the most stressful weeks that I've endured for sure. But we made it. We made it. We're here. We made the flights. And my battery's about to die, so let me go get a new one. Much better, even though I think you all are tilted because I have you on like a very interesting. Okay, so eccomi qui. I don't even know where to begin. I just wanted to basically just give you a quick update on what's going on because I've been living in the moment and figuring life out, aka working a bunch in my new role, which has been really exciting but a lot, and trying to find an apartment, and like if we're going out on a walk, just like enjoy it. And I haven't vlogged, so I'm sorry. I know you are all so excited and ready for Florence and Italy content, but I just haven't picked up the camera, and I didn't want to leave you in the dark because I know a lot of like some of you asked me on Instagram like, when are you gonna post your next YouTube video? And I just wanted to give you a quick update. We arrived. So like the first part of this video you saw, we were in Newark. That was great. Pets did amazing. Then we had our flight, the next flight out the next day. So we spent all day in the hotel, got late checkout, and everything went smoothly. Like we could not have asked for a smoother flight and check-in process, and the pets did amazing. They didn't even, one of the really stressful parts of the last week in the States was that like the vet told us that we needed to get some official stamp from the state capital, which is Austin. And this was like 2 days before our flight, mind you, because we'd called before and the vet told us that we didn't need anything special except for a rabies certificate and this this European thing that they fill out. They didn't tell us anything about sending it to Austin. When I was at, so then I made the vet appointment like right before we left, and then he told us, come here. Then he told us that I had to send the papers to Austin, overnight it. Very stressful because I was like, oh, our pets, like what if we don't get this in time, or they're not allowed to get on the plane? They didn't even ask for it at the airport upon check-in and at the airport in Rome upon arrival. The only thing they asked for at check-in in Newark, they didn't even ask for it in Houston, was their rabies information. So we had a copy of their rabies vaccination. Like that was something that we already had with the vet on file like from last year. They didn't even ask for all of the European documents and all of the certification and the stamp that we got from Austin. So, and when we arrived in Rome, like they didn't even acknowledge that we had pets. Like they looked at us and they were like, go. I'm like, granted, take this all with a grain of salt because I've heard many other people say that was not their experience. Who knows? Maybe people just felt like giving us a pass that day because we had like so much baggage and just like it was a very stressful situation, but we made it. I think I'm going to do an entire video about apartment hunting and the apartment search because that is in its own, it deserves its own video. I think we've seen about 18 apartments. And this is to rent, not buy, but I'm telling you, like to put an offer and sign a lease we might as well be buying in terms of all of the bureaucracy we have to go through. If you are doing this on your own, you're moving to Italy, you're looking for apartments, and you're on your own, and Italian's not your first language, more power to you. I would not be able to do it without them. I mean, I would, but I wouldn't. So an update on that is that the very first apartment that we saw, we both fell in love with. But the thing is, it comes not furnished. And when I say not furnished, I don't mean like no furniture. I mean like nothing is in it. The only thing that's in it, it actually has bathrooms, like bathroom, toilet, shower, sink. It has all the bathrooms, has no kitchen, like no countertops, no appliances, nothing. Like it's just like a room. And a lot of you on Instagram asked me to go more into that. So I think I'll do a whole video about apartment hunting. Anyways, that was the first one we saw, and we've seen many other after. We put an offer on one, like really, my dream one was the first one we saw. But then I said, then we have to get a kitchen, and then we have to just furnish it all, and I don't feel like doing that. And then we found one that was fully furnished, and it was big for Florence standards. And we put an offer, we had a really good feeling about it, but then the owners decided that they want to stay and not leave until May. And we really need to be somewhere soon because our container gets here, you guys. It's a whole nother thing. So that offer ended up getting rejected. We've seen so many apartments, and we ultimately ended up going back to the first place we saw. We said, you know what? It's a place that we can see ourselves living and renting for a while before we buy. It's a dream apartment. Like, it's where I see and envisioning us. And since I'm working from home, I'll be spending a lot of time there, and that's just where I see it and see us. And Emilio agrees. So we put an offer at the beginning of this week. We negotiated because a lot of you all asked me on Instagram, like, what do you mean you put an offer? You're buying a place? Like, no, here you can negotiate. I mean, it's Italy. The listing has been up for 4 months, probably because it's totally unfurnished. And we negotiated and offered something lower than what they're asking. And then today, especially because we have to buy a kitchen and like we have to do that all ourselves, it's a lot. And today they finally responded that they accept our offer. I'm so excited, but there's so much to do before signing. And I'm actually leaving tomorrow for Milan, so I'll be out all next week. And so Amelia will have to deal with all the apartment stuff. Yeah. And my parents are coming basically the week that they're going to allow us to potentially move in. But it's realistically, we all know that we won't be able to like host them, so they'll probably stay at a hotel. It'll be a stressful couple of months, but it will all be worth it. And I will, once we sign the apartment, and I think once we move in and like get into it, not all furnished or anything, but once we get the keys, I will talk about that and do a whole separate video and keep you updated. And I would love to vlog the whole process of installing a kitchen and like getting a washing machine, and there's no closets. Like a lot of places in Italy have no closets. So we have to get like a whole full wardrobe thing put in, and yeah. So if you're interested in like seeing that journey, if we end up signing this contract, let me know, please. Granted, we've only been here for 2 weeks and I feel like we got a lot done, but I still feel really unsettled, and the type A in me is just not liking it because I like staying here, but then I mentally I know I have to pack all of this stuff up again. We're excited and just taking it day by day because that's what you do in Italy. Like Italy teaches you to just take it day by day. The weekend before Valentine's, which now was like, was it last weekend? Emilio and I went to the thermal baths. If you follow me on Instagram, you know. And just to kind of decompress because it's been a really crazy couple months, you guys. I think to conclude this vlog with some Italian content to give you a little spice of a preview of what's to come, I'm going to end this update. If you've made it this far, I love you. Thank you for listening to me blab. We'll leave this vlog with the content I did take to leave you with a little bit of under the Tuscan sun vibes. And I don't know what my next vlog will be. I don't know what it'll be about, but thank you for your patience and as we settle down, and I can't wait to settle down to be able to really like hone in on the content and just share our journey with you. We're here. Love you. Ciao.